Hey, what is up, you guys? This is Prasad here for CZDaily.com. My homeboy, Bernie Sanders. So, Bernie appeared in CNN yesterday or today, and I'm excited. I didn't actually see the video, so I'm really excited. There's these two videos that are on your screen. How Bernie Sanders' White House race began with Jane Sanders beside him and Bernie Sanders' Americans Want the Real Issues video. I'm going to react to both of them. I'm really excited to see them because, he's getting a lot of mainstream coverage, and that really, makes my heart warm. And that's just me. I'm just feeling the burn. So, without further ado, let's start with. I want to start with this because it was 4 hours before. Or 4 hours ago, it was uploaded, so let's see this first.
Clinton is leading Sanders nationally by more than 30 points.
Boo.
So I asked the senator whether
Boo.
the magic from the summer was gone.
No. God damn
No,
it.
absolutely not. Let's go back 6 months and let's look at Bernie Sanders announcing his candidacy and being 3-4% in the polls. No money in his campaign. No volunteers, no political organization, running against a woman who is enormously well-known, whose husband was president of the United States.
Yeah,
What's
That
happening?
would be Hillary Clinton.
Well, I don't want to say so, but if you say it, I'll agree.
Okay.
Look, we started off 6 months ago. Be honest, Gloria.
Right.
What did the media consider Bernie Sanders? A fringe candidate, right? Not a serious candidate. Be honest, that was the case. Mm-hmm. Now you're saying, well, you haven't quite won this thing yet. That tells me that we've made real progress in 6 months.
Yes.
So Hillary Clinton has
Yes.
31 endorsements from people in the Senate.
Yes.
And you don't have any.
Big deal.
That's correct.
What does that show?
It tells you that one of us is a candidate of the establishment.
Woo!
One of us is involved in establishment politics and establishment economics. And it says that maybe the other candidate is prepared to take on the establishment.
That would be you.
That would be me. Yes, I think that's probably right.
Before we get to the contrast
So
between you
adorable,
and
man.
Clinton, I want to talk about Hillary Clinton's damn emails, as you're to quote you.
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too.
What I said during the debate is what I say to you now, same thing, is I think the American people get tired of seeing front page stories from the media day after day about emails. They want to know why their kids can't afford to go to college. They want to know why they can't afford health care, why we have a grotesque level of income and wealth inequality. That's what they want.
But they want to know about their presidential candidates.
Sure they do,
when
but day after day after day, and that's why I said enough is enough with the emails, and I believe that. Now, there is a process underway, and what I said, right after the debate, there is a process, there's an investigation. Let it take its course. I'm not involved in that.
What is legitimate for the process to investigate?
I honestly don't know.
National security
Sure, all
questions?
of those issues. It's just not something I have paid a whole lot of attention to.
There are issues of trust with Hillary Clinton. And you sort of gave her a pass during the debate. Do you regret that?
No, I do not regret that at all. I mean, I cannot walk down the corridors in Capitol Hill without being really begged by the media to attack Hillary Clinton. They want to make this personal. It's easy to cover. I choose not to do that. Let's talk about the economy. Let's talk about Wall Street. Let's talk about climate change. Let's talk about education. Frankly, that is what the American people want to hear discussed.
Let me talk to you about the issues between you and Hillary Clinton, because she has recently come to oppose the Pacific Trade Deal, come to oppose Keystone, as the president opposes Keystone, has vowed to take on big banks. How should voters view these changes?
Fair
you like
question.
the question? You like the
good question.
Oh, thank you. How should voters view those changes?
What you should see is, how do you feel about U.S. trade policies? That's the first question. Do you think it's good? The question is, who is out front on this issue, who has consistently been opposed to trade policy? I think the answer is pretty obvious. I am glad, by the way, let me be frank, that Hillary Clinton finally came on board in opposition.
But does it tell you anything about her?
That's what the American people will have to decide.
What do you think?
No, I'll let the American people decide that. I am not voting for Hillary Clinton. Let me be clear. You got a breaking news story here. I'm supporting Bernie Sanders.
Wow, that's brilliant. Can't wait for the second video now. That was brilliant. That was fun. That was
So, Jane, the turning point was
brilliant.
we were in Denny's having breakfast one day in South Burlington, Vermont, and a veteran came over. And with tears in his eyes, he thanked me for some of the work we had done to help him, and he urged me to get involved in the race.
After standing up and say goodbye to him, I give up. You have to do it.
Did the sort of rocket ship surprise you when you guys took off on college campuses and Feel the Burn?
Feel the Burn.
It was like sales of Bernie Sanders underwear.
Oh my God, we have created a T-shirt and underwear revolution in America. The industry is booming. It's unbelievable. But to answer your question, no, it has resonated a heck of a lot faster.
So there's a buzzword that we use a lot in campaigns, and that's authenticity. We always talk about authenticity.
He's very authentic. He is. I mean, what you see is what you get. He's been
shy.
consistent on the issues. I know one of the things that people in Vermont feel is that we get support from Republicans in Vermont, and they say, I disagree with you on many, many things, but I know you're saying what you believe, and you will do what you say.
And Gloria, look at this haircut. Is this an authentic haircut? It cost me $2,000 to go to a hairstylist to create this.
Somehow I don't believe that
You don't
to
believe
be the
it? All
truth.
right.
Okay. So the New York Times has said, and I'm sure you read it, that
So
Bernie Sanders
awesome.
has a grumpy demeanor. Grumpy. And makes the case that you're not a great schmoozer.
Am I grumpy? Yeah, I suppose I have to.
Is he grumpy?
He does doom and gloom speeches, I tell him all the time. You have to bring it back to the hope at the end. But no, he's not grumpy, really, just except when the media doesn't pay attention.
I am not much. If the question is, am I much into small talk? Am I a good schmoozer? Am I a good backslapper with other politicians? No, I'm not so great at that. Do I enjoy retail politics? The answer is I really do. I love going out.
Now, some people say they won't vote for you because you're a democratic socialist, and socialist is a very loaded
He's
term
awesome.
in this
Come
country.
on.
What can
Wake
you
up.
do to sort of assuage people about the socialist label here?
Good.
I like the way you approve my questions. Approve my question. Good one, bad one. Yeah.
Not all your questions.
I know,
Some of them.
I know.
Selective. What it means is to pick up on some very important federal programs that we now have, which, if you like, are socialist. What is Social Security? It is a socialist program that says that our elderly people and our disabled people should be able to live with dignity. What do you think Medicare is? It is a single-payer health care system for the elderly. What it comes down to, in one sentence, is creating a government which works for the middle class and working families rather than large campaign contributors and millionaires.
So even if you don't win, will it have been worth it to have had this debate?
Well, we're in this race to win. By the way,
Yes.
my favorables are pretty high up there. People kind of grumpy, though I may be, people do like me kind of, at least compared to other politicians.
Are you a politician?
I think of him as a public servant.
But check the record and find
Jane
if there's
is
anybody
awesome.
in the United States Senate who has anything like the political history that I have. I ran for the United States Senate way, way back, my first race on a third party. You know what percentage of the vote I got? 2%. Then I got 1%. Then I got 4%. Then I got 6%. Nobody else. In other words, what motivated me? Do you think 30 years ago, Jane and I were talking, I said, Jane, I think I'm going to become president. Let's plan it out. A 30-year route to become president. You know, people do that. You know, I
I've
don't.
heard.
I don't. You know, I grew up in a 3.5-room rent-controlled apartment. My parents, who are both deceased, would not believe that I'd be running for president of the United States. It would be beyond their imagination. So I think it is fair to say that my life has been motivated from way back when I was a kid for the fight for social and economic justice. And that's what motivates me. Took me into politics, so yeah, I guess I'm a politician.
Do you ever get him confused with Larry David?
I haven't yet, no.
The only people I like are my 7 adorable grandchildren.
Absolutely. They are the joy of my life.
Do you do a Larry David imitation?
What do you think I've just been doing for the last half hour?
Man, this guy is seriously awesome. I'm lost for words. How can you not vote for Bernie? Come on.
This is a terribly serious problem. It's perhaps the most serious.
How can you not vote for Bernie, man? It speaks for itself. Feel the burn.